So today, Nigel Farage appeared on TV and did a ruthless takedown of Keir Starmer. Now, currently, Nigel Farage is in Mar-a-Lago trying to speak to the Trump administration to try and sink this shocking Chagos deal. And in the meantime, he appeared on TV and he gave a very brutal takedown of Keir Starmer. And to be honest, whilst watching it, you'll see in a second, it's something that I think we would all agree with. So without further ado, let's have a listen to what Farage had to say about Keir Starmer.
Well, remember, the same thing happened with Theresa May. Theresa May went to the White House. Donald Trump was very kind, very nice about her. He went to Chequers, once again said nice things about her. And of course, remember, this is a very pro-British American president. We should count our lucky stars, frankly, on that score. But in the end, of course, with Mrs. May, that relationship broke down. He saw her failure to deliver Brexit as really meaning she wasn't up to the job. And indeed, when she stopped being Prime Minister, she went and gave a speech for a big Wall Street firm, and she was paid six-figure money for it, and Trump said, I'd pay good money not to hear her speak. So, you know, when relationships with Trump break down, they break down. He has in his career forgiven people who've turned against him. He doesn't do it quickly, and I see very little prospect of the relationship between Starmer and Trump improving. I mean, even now, the British Prime Minister is calling for a negotiated settlement with the Iranians, provided they promise to give up nuclear weapons. Well, we did all this back in 2015 with the JCPOA deal. So the British Prime Minister is living at least 10 years out of date on everything. No, this relationship with Trump and Starmer is over.
Yeah, and again, President Trump posting on Truth Social this morning, although not naming Keir Starmer, he was saying absolutely no deal, unconditional surrender or nothing, which almost seemed like a direct response to Starmer's urges. Nigel, lastly, I and others have been getting some stick and criticism in recent days by not applauding President Trump's sort of attacks and comments on Keir Starmer, but just saying, well, you know, maybe Keir Starmer deserves it. Some people, particularly of the left, are saying, well, that is treacherous behaviour, siding with a foreign leader who is criticising our Prime Minister. They think by default that we should stick and always support our government when a foreign power comes for them. Is that the case? Is that true?
Well, this applies to Ed Davey and those to the left of Ed Davey. They're saying that we're being disloyal to our country in the things that we're saying. These are the same people who gave away our sovereignty to Brussels, refused to accept the result of the referendum, the biggest democratic exercise in Britain, and who, frankly, are almost embarrassed to say they're British and certainly ashamed of our British history. I don't think, Ben, people like you or me should worry too much about their comments.
So yeah, very interesting. It seems to be the fact that Farage believes that Trump is completely done with Keir Starmer, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. And of course, we know that Farage himself has a very good relationship with the US president, and you can see almost under the banner of that video when he's speaking that Farage is actually labelled this Chagos deal the worst in UK history, and I think a lot of people would actually agree with that. But it is a very brutal takedown of Keir Starmer, and I think it's one that many of us will agree with. I know there's been some conversations about Farage recently amongst more people politically right in the UK, but I think what he said here is 100% true and 100% a true representation of how the British people feel right now in this moment of time. But guys, let me know your thoughts on what Farage said. Comment down below what you make of it. Make sure you do like this video and subscribe to the channel as well for more content just like this. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.